Hey, what's up guys, aarava here and welcome back to my F1 2019 Manager Career Mode here with Red Bull Honda for season number 3. This is the opening episode to the season where we do all the admin and get the new car under wraps and also maybe new drivers, because let's see about that, because we talked about maybe replacing Gasly. You know, Gasly's done a stellar job here, to be fair. He's still got 3rd place in the championship, so he still did a great job. So, you know, and we've got him for a contract for another year, but for the sake of difference, I might try and swap him out. At the moment, we're renegotiating Verstappen's contract, because he only had 1 month left, so we're trying to re-sign him. He actually didn't want really much in wages, so I should be able to get a pretty damn good contract. We're not having to pay him so much, despite being the reigning world champion there. But just at the end of this season, basically, from last episode into this next one, we actually did end up with the best car on the grid, so there was no surprise really how we're able to kind of control some races towards the end of that season when we did have literally on paper the best car there was to be in Formula 1. Obviously we'll see how it goes for this next season, but you know, it was a really strong end, but this next season could be very difficult still, because now we don't have as much money as we did last season to play around with, chucking upgrades, so other teams might be able to rapidly try and catch us up, perhaps, if we end up being the #1 car for next season. We'll have to see, but basically let's just get on there and see that, because we've got to go through all the admin of the emails and whatnot, and the championship ending, and the promotions and demotions and whatnot there. We've got contracts running out for Adrian Newey as well, and our mechanics of Simon Rennie, and whatever that guy's name is, that geezer. So we'll go to staff, and I'm gonna have to renew these guys' contracts. So Newey, what? That's interesting. He's not interested in renewing his contract yet, mate. Mate, you can't do this to me. We've got 1 month left together. You can't do. We're going to lose Adrian Newey. Is he going to retire? You better be retiring, mate. If you go to another team, I will be severely pissed off. You my lad. Simon Rennie, let's do your contract. Right. Your cost per race was 222. We can probably afford 232. Long contract. Bonus, let's give you a bonus of 22,000. And then you, my man, let's renew you. You're fine as well. Wages aren't important. You're on 133. We can afford 158 maybe. Long contract. Bonus size not important. We'll give you the bonus anyway. And then you're not interested. Okay, I'm going to have to, we'll get back to that. Adrian Newey might want to leave our team. That's not great. Right, got it. Right, we need to move forward then to the end of the season though. So here we go. Prize money for 2020. How much do we get? 82 million. That is a big, big cash injection to our team. 109 million. That's still a fair amount. Manager of the season though goes to Frederick Vasseur in Alfa Romeo. Driver of the season is, what? Are you taking the piss? The irrelevant driver of hour in the Merc was the driver of the season. This stuff is rigged. How is it not Verstappen and how is it not me? Okay, cool, whatever, we'll move on. We've got more emails now coming through. So the 2021 rules are now active. We've got refueling. I forgot about that. Refueling is back in F1 now for this 3rd season with Red Bull. And then we've got advanced ERS with the hybrid system. So that's going to be really complex. We're going to have to manage pit stops with fuel and manage ERS. I'm going to have to actually slow down in races now and really think about stuff, because there's going to be a lot of stuff to manage mid-race there. And promotions, Audi have been promoted into F1. Alpine Racing have been demoted. So that's Fernando Alonso's team. So Fernando Alonso might just be booted down to Formula 2. So don't know. Could we sign Alonso maybe to Red Bull? I don't know. I think we've done Alonso enough. We've signed Alonso before Motorsport Manager. I kind of want to go with something different maybe. But Audi come into F1 then. That's interesting. We'll move on then to Verstappen's contract proposal, because I want to try and re-sign him, of course. Is he going to accept that offer? Yes, he has. Good to have you back. Let's sign you, mate. Good to have you. 37 months, locked him down, and we're not even paying him that much more. I think we're paying him like 100k more. Finance-wise, we're still looking absolutely amazing, so it's all good. It's all good. Right, in terms of the designers, I'm going to approach this man, Ian Brown. He works for Porsche right now in LMP1, so he's got pedigree for it. I mean, if we look at the designers available, we've got James Allison, who is contracted to the end of the season actually, so he's only got 1 month left, so we could steal James Allison from Merc, but I don't really fancy doing that. I'd rather go for Ian Brown. He's younger, 39 as well. So he's maybe got longer to go, and he's still got potential to grow, apparently, a little bit to 5-star, and he works in LMP1, so it could be like kind of a left field kind of designer to go for. And he technically, in terms of stats, he is better than Newey in a lot of ways, so I think it could be worth going for him. It could be better, to be honest, so let's go for it. You know, post-Newey era, this new guy, Brown, he's only got a patience of 1, so we need to make sure we nail his contract. So cost per race, at the moment, I don't even know how much we're paying Newey at the moment, so let's have a quick look here at staff. We're paying Newey 600k, so we could get Ian Brown for a lot cheaper, you know. So let's see if I need to go back to scouting. Right, Ian Brown, 600k is what we're giving Newey. So if I go up to what's the max I can go up to? 700. So if I go to 56566, that's still less than we're paying Newey. Long contract, I prefer you to pay it all. So 75,000, I don't mind paying that. That's fine. Signing on fee, not important. So we'll just give him that. And then bonus size is important. So I'll give him no bonus. I'll just put a nice signing on fee of 300k. That's fine by me. Let's hope, fingers crossed. This guy could actually be our new secret. Obviously, the only thing is, you're going to have to build up another relationship with a new lead designer, but those things happen, and Newey clearly doesn't want to re-sign for some reason. He's not interested. He wants to retire, probably, and just relax. Fair play. He is 61, so fair play to the lad. Just like in real life, he's taken a step back from F1, so we'll try and go for Ian Brown. But here we go, then, to the start of pre-season, then, of building our car, perhaps. Which is going to be interesting, because technically Newey then, contract offer accepted for the staff. So, what is that? Are they both renewed? Or what? What was staff? Oh, there, sign. Yeah, got it, right. So one more to sign. But basically, if Newey, when's the Ian Brown contract? It's then. So technically, are we going to be designing our car with Newey, and then Ian Brown's going to be stepping in and taking over from Newey's car? Basically, I think that's what's happening here. Obviously, it doesn't really matter in terms of the game, but that's essentially what's happening. Adrian Newey's going to design this car for us for 2021, and then we're going to replace him with Ian Brown, and he's going to take over. So let's see how that goes. I don't know if there's anything in the game stats to change how how he handles stuff, but let's see. Design a new car. We scrilled away nearly 20 million. So we'll go on with that. So we've got nearly 130 million to spend on this year's car. We're going to go with Honda again. Obviously, it's a Red Bull Honda career, so we're going to go with that. We have a discount of 15%. Technically, the Audi engine would be an absolute stonker. Even the Aston Martin engine would be a stonker. But remember, guys, and even the Porsche engine could be a stonker. The Porsche engine actually is the best one, to be fair. And we've got, you know what, actually, should we change things up? You know, we did the Red Bull Honda career, you know, for 2 seasons now. We've got a guy from Porsche and LP1 coming in. I reckon, you know what? Let's go for a Porsche engine. We've got it makes sense, you know. The Porsche guy is coming into the team. It makes sense to get a Porsche engine in, you know, an engine that he's familiar with. And it's the best engine out of everything. You know what? Let's go for it. Screw it. We're going to change the title now. It's no longer a Red Bull Honda career. It's a Red Bull Porsche career. Fuel supplier, I will go with, well, we get a discount for Mobil 1, but I'm not going to go with that. What did we go with last season? Did we go with Mobil 1? No, we went with Petronas. Yeah, we'll go with them again. Material supplier went with A-Spec. Obviously, no-brainer. Brakes, we went with Magneti Marelli. We'll probably go with them again as well. That will give us fuel efficiency of 4.5 stars, improvability of 3, tire heating of 3, tire wear of 4. If we go for, is there anything we could change to improve this in any kind of way? There's no 2 ways about this for here, so I think we're kind of stuck with that maybe. And advanced ERS, we've got super capacitor ERS is a small energy store with incredibly fast charge. It also has good life. Battery ERS is a large energy store, which is work best in all-rounder. It has an average discharge times in all situations. Flywheel ERS is a large energy store. It lasts longest when used in hybrid mode. That sounds like something I would want, to be honest. But also, I kind of almost want to say let's go for the all-rounder, I think. I think the all-rounder will be the one for us, I think. Let's go for the all-rounder. But in terms of tyre heating, I hope there's an email that comes up that we can improve that, because I really would like to improve that. Fuel efficiency to tyre wear, I'll balance the 2 to 4 stars. And improvability to tyre wear, I'm going to go for improvability and hope that I get an email about tyre heating. So that's going to cost us 85 million. So that's a lot more expensive than last year. So we're spending a lot more than we did last year. But that's mainly because of that Porsche engine. But let's go for it. Red Bull Porsche, Season 3, BAP, 85 million. That's a lot of money to spend, but we've still got 44 million there. That's pretty damn good still. Right, contract proposal here is accepted with our staff, so we've re-signed both our mechanics, so that's very good to see. Vettel has been snapped up by Renault. Vettel has gone to Renault. Mad. The Porsche Works team has picked up Ricciardo. It's all kicking off here. Leclerc has moved to Williams. What? And then, I don't know who this is. Emily Dugan has gone to Audi. Okay, we've got a female driver in Formula 1 then, because Audi is in F1 now, so they've signed a female driver then. And then, is that it? Yeah, that's the news. But mad. Vettel to Da Costa to Ferrari, Vettel to Renault, Porsche, Ricciardo to Porsche, and Leclerc to Williams. Ferrari being completely dismantled. Both Leclerc and Vettel left. That's crazy. You know what? Should we start swooping in then? It seems like it's a bit of silly season. Could try and swoop in and grab someone. And now, along with that, new era with the engine, new era with the designer, we've got a new driver line. Pascal Wehrlein, very, very good option. There's only 3 drivers in this career save that are below the age of like 25, I think it is, and are 4 stars minimum. That was Wehrlein, the other Ericsson, who was in Porsche, and Carlos Sainz. So I thought of going for Sainz, because we mentioned before, but I thought Sainz and Red Bull's already been kind of done. Let's go for something different. We'll go with Wehrlein. We've gotten rid of Hubert. He did a great job as reserve driver, but I'm going to keep Gasly around. He's an expensive reserve driver, but I'll keep him around. We've got a good amount of cash flow anyway. You know, 900k per race is still pretty good if you factor in the bonuses we're going to get as well. So yeah, we are spending a lot on driver pay, but I think it's going to be, you know, I didn't want to kind of get rid of Gasly completely because he's still a very, very good driver and he'll do well as a reserve there. But Wehrlein promoted to number 1 here, or not number 1, but main driver. He's 4.5 stars, so he's the same as Verstappen. So in theory, he could give Verstappen a run for his money. Verstappen now has equal status on his contract. Wehrlein's number 2, but technically, obviously, I can just give them the same car, basically, because I want to see what we can do, you know? If we do have a good car, once again, we end up with the best car on the grid at the very start. There's no reason why we shouldn't let them both race out and just see who's the number 1, basically, on track. So it's going to be very, very exciting to have Pascal in the car for the first race, and we'll see how it goes. Eventually, maybe I might have to fire Gasly if it gets a bit too expensive in terms of wages and whatnot, but we do have 43 million right now, so we have a lot to play around with still. All right, contract looks good for Ian Brown, so we're going to sign our Porsche man from LMP1 to replace Adrian Newey. He still does not want to renew his contract, so I assume he's going to retire. I swear to God, if he goes to a different team now, I'll be pissed off, but we're going to replace him. The cost to break the contract is going to be 755k, annoyingly, even though that he's going to leave us either way, but we're going to get the Porsche man in early ahead of pre-season, so we spend 1 million at the go to get Ian Brown in. There we go. We've now got the Porsche man in. We've got the Porsche engine in the car. It's all looking pretty good in terms of synergy, but I'm curious to see if Newey ends up anywhere else, because right now, is he just unemployed? So if he just stays that way, I won't be too disappointed, but look, he's been at Red Bull for a long, long time. He's been at Toro Rosso before. We're going to move ahead. We've got some dilemmas now. Verstappen's also got volunteering as a trait, so he's got plus 15 on marketability, but we've got a tyre trade-off here. Plus tyre heating, minus 1 tyre wear. Our car right now has tyre wear of 4, or nearly 4, and tyre heating of 3. I'm going to say no. I don't want to trade that off. I'd rather have just adding on to tyre heating, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Hoping for another email, hopefully soon, for another dilemma on the car. Nothing's coming quite yet as we move into January now, and nothing is on the emails there. There we go. Now, car improvability, let's add that on. Yeah, plus 1, minus 1.5 million. I'll take that very happily. So now improvability on the car should be 4.5 or 4 1/3. Very, very good. Barrichello retiring, apparently. Wehrlein now is filming a documentary, apparently, on his move, maybe to Red Bull. So he has a plus 25 marketability, so he's very good at marketability. I think sponsor-wise, we are literally 100, 100, 100. So we've got maximum sponsor appeal for this season, so that's going to be very, very cool. We move on now into Feb. We've now got a brake supplier breakthrough, so that's going to be finally the tyre heating I wanted, plus tyre heating. That's going to cost us 2.5 million, so quite a fair bit, but there you go. So now our car is looking very, very solid in terms of the chassis makeup and whatnot, and of course we had a very solid car to end off last season, so we should have a very good car to start this one. And here we go, livery edit time. We've got a new engine supplier, so I think we should go with something a little bit different again for this season. So let's whip something a little bit different to even the stark dramatic difference we had for last season. Alright, after taking a long while to design this livery, we've got through with 83 on the livery pack here. It's it's not the most beautiful, like, looking one in terms of the way the lines link up with the red on red here, but I do feel like it's a Porsche vibe with the black and red and grey colour scheme with this kind of line going down and across. I feel like that's kind of like Porsche kind of esque. And obviously, you know, like I said last time with the white car, at the end of the day, you don't even see this version when you're racing. Most of the time, you won't see this version, so you can't see the little details, which may be a little bit broken on the car. But in general, I like that vibe, you know, silverish grey, red on black. You still got the Red Bull decals, though, prominently there on the car, so you can still tell it's a Red Bull car, but also there's that Porsche injection, I feel, into the livery. So this is what we're going with. Bit of a difference, but also an evolution, you know, going for that same kind of, you know, lighter tone vibe of not white. It's kind of like that lighter grey, which is kind of shiny in this light. So, yeah, this is the new car for this season. Very much, I feel, like a Porsche kind of vibe with this new Red Bull Porsche-powered car. So we now move on to the new car design being done. Pre-season testing is upon us. Let's go ahead and start testing and see how that goes for both our drivers. Verline apparently is up to 5 stars now somehow, so I don't know what's gone on there. And Verstappen's down to 4 with the potential of 4.5. So I don't know what's happened here. But Verstappen's lost some pace or something, and Verline's gained it all. We've got overheating issues with Verstappen there. Verline, where is he? Is he at the top? He is at the top there with no issues. There's a morale change of 0, so obviously he's starting off a little bit low with the team, but for some reason the star level is quite different. Let's just check that afterwards. But pretty successful preseason. It seems like our car is pretty quick still in terms of on paper. Let's have a gander here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Verline's now exponentially becoming the better driver. Verstappen, the reigning world champion, he's dropped down. He's hit a, I don't know, a speed bump of some sort there, and he's down the order. But Red Bull lead the way in preseason testing there. Targets for 2021. I can either choose first or third. That's brilliant. What's our car? Overall, we are still the best car on the grid. So, you know what? I gotta go for it. Gotta send it. Gotta say first place target. So, finance-wise, that'll kick in quite nicely to boost that 900k. But yeah, car-wise, we are number 1. Engine department, the Porsche engine is number 1. Number 1, number 1, number 3 on front wing, number 1, and number 1. So our car is looking pretty damn awesome, actually, you got to say. In terms of parts, let's improve all these. Reliability is very piss poor, so I need to work on the engine. What else fails a lot? Gearbox and suspension's tough to change, and then I'll try and do the brakes last minute. May as well add some performance bits onto this as well. Front wing was weak, wasn't it? And gearbox, but I'll do all reliability. But that is where I'm going to pause it here and leave you guys waiting until the next episode when we actually start the next season, because always I like to do this kind of pre-season, getting the admin done, because there's a lot of stuff to actually do in these kind of episodes before we get going here. And actually, to that effect, let's quickly check all the teams then and see what's what then for this season. Alfa Romeo still have Raikkonen and the Ericsson, the actual normal Ericsson, not the other Ericsson, and Giovinazzi there as a reserve driver, or I don't know, maybe the other way around. Let's see. Audi Sport have E. Duggan and R. Hyman, I don't know, and then they've got Hubert signed to them, so that's pretty decent. Haas got Fittipaldi and Magnussen, interesting. And McLaren still have Norris and Sainz, fair play, so they're staying to the original 2019 driver lineup. Hamilton, Auer, and Ocon. I suspect Auer will once again be alongside Hamilton. Porsche now have Ricciardo and Ericsson, so that's the Porsche Works team. So this will be interesting. We're battling the Works team basically. So you'll see, you can see there, that's the exact same sort of vibe I went for. Apart from I got the grey on the main livery, and they've got some white on the main livery. But that's why I went for those kind of colours, that Porsche vibe in a way. Racing points, love Stroll and Perez. Obviously we have Verline and Verstappen. Renault look very tasty. They've got Vettel and Bottas, 2 over 4-star drivers there. Very, very good. But Abita's job is uneasy. And then Ferrari, they're in for a tough one here. They've got DeCosta and Rossi, and they didn't do very well last season, so I think they're going to have another tough one there. There's a reason why they lost their drivers. Toros have Hulkenberg and Chilton. Williams have Leclerc and Russell and Agron. I've never heard of her. And then Alpine Racing are down in Formula 2, so it doesn't really matter, but they've got Markelov and Massa. But that is the driver lineup then for the 2021 season with refueling and hybrid ERS in it. It's going to be a very, very interesting and complex season, I think. But guys, if you are looking forward to it, be sure to hit that like button on this video. Let me know what you thought in the comments below about all these changes we've made for Season 3 of the Red Bull career here on this Motorsport Manager season. And if you're on your own here to subscribe for weekly Formula content, I've been around for 100 days. I'll see you guys next time. Goodbye.